Hi, today we're going to be talking about PCI requirements 623 and 6231. These requirements talk about code review. So as we all know, one of the key components to making sure we're developing software securely is to have appropriate code review. Now, let's kind of break this down into a couple areas and what code review should look like. So we need to ensure with our code review that we're looking at the libraries that are being implemented and making sure they're being implemented securely, confirming that the code that is being written, it has all the security vulnerabilities removed from it, making sure that if there is a vulnerability identified, it's remediated before it's being pushed to production. Making sure that we are checking the applications for appropriate logging, that we're not logging sensitive values, things like that, and making sure that any other vulnerabilities are identified prior to it going into production, that those are remediated. Now that we've kind of identified what needs to happen in the code review, let's talk about methods to do this. So one of the things that has happened is there has been kind of a shift into making sure that reviews happen in an automated manner versus a manual method. Both are acceptable, but let's talk about the manual method for a second. If a manual code review is being executed, we need to make sure that the person that's doing the manual review is appropriately qualified to do that review. They also need to understand what they're looking for. There should be some documentation of what a code review should look like. Hey, what do we need to look for? Do we need to look for packages that are being implemented, making sure that there's no security vulnerabilities there? Do we need to look at the code style that's being done, making sure that we're using best practices on that? Do we need to look at if we're looking at any external sources like APIs, how are those being implemented? Are we using the appropriate security protocols when we're connecting to those APIs? The code reviewer should have a guide of some sort to ensure that they're doing if they're doing a manual review, that they understand what they need to look for and what a good code review looks like. A good example and a good resource to use is the OWASP Code Review Guide. It gives you some high-level overview of what you should do when you're doing a code review to make sure that it's appropriate and it's effective for your software. But as with anything, prior to code going to production, it needs to be reviewed. And that's kind of the key point of requirements 623 and 6231 is that code review has to be done. When it's a manual review, the code review has to be done by someone that is not the person developing the code, because obviously we don't want to have that conflict of interest there. And we want to have that other set of eyes on there, making sure that the code that is being developed is quality and has all the appropriate security features implemented. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at Kirkpatrick Rice.